She slid the ultrasound photo into the lining of her Birkin. 12 weeks. Nobody at that dinner was supposed to know. Madison Brooke Kang is black, beautiful, slender. A gallerist's wife in a burgundy bodycon dress and 4-inch heels, walking into the Long Island mansion of a family that has never once chosen her back. Her husband is Ikodzenseo Jin, underboss, the quiet one. A black dragon tattoo coils up the right side of his neck. He fixed the gold chain on her collarbone before they left and whispered in Korean, "I picked you, not them." The gate opened before they reached it. The front door opened without a hand. 3 women waited inside. The mother in a navy hanbok dress, the aunt with a black leather portfolio under her arm, the grandmother with a jade pin in her hair and a cane shaped like a dragon's head. The soup came, the fish came, then Seo Jin kissed her hand and excused himself to the bathroom. The temperature at the table dropped 2 degrees. The aunt stood. "Walk with me." The pool lights came on at sunset. Madison's hand went to her belly before her mind caught up. She made it stop at the napkin. 3 women on her flanks, heels on marble, a black folder waiting on a small round table by the blue water. "This," the aunt said, "is the part of the evening where we stop pretending." But what Madison did next? Before starting the story, comment down below where you are watching from and what time it is there. If stories of karma, love, and hidden truths move you, leave a like, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and click join to become a member and help our channel. Madison Brooke Kang slid the ultrasound photo between the lining and the leather of her oxblood Birkin. Where the zipper had a zipper, she pressed it flat with 2 fingers. 12 weeks. A grain of rice with a heartbeat. Nobody at the address she was driving to tonight knew it existed, and she planned to keep it that way for another month. She closed the bag. Seojin watched her in the mirror. He hadn't moved from the doorway of the dressing room for 3 minutes, and Madison had felt every second of it through the burgundy knit of her dress. He came up behind her in silence, the way he did everything, and lifted the gold chain off her collarbone with 1 finger. "It's twisted," he said. "I know." He didn't fix it right away. He turned the clasp slowly, like a man diffusing something, and laid the chain back down against her skin. His hand rested on the side of her neck. "Naiga Niril Golaseo," he said. "Jadiran Ania. I picked you, not them." Madison met his eyes in the glass. "Then drive slow. I want 1 more minute before they see me." He kissed the spot below her ear where the chain rested. The dragon on his neck moved when he swallowed. She watched it move. The Long Island house had a gate that opened before they reached it. That was the part she hated most. The gate that knew they were coming. The gravel that already had her name on it. The front door that opened from inside without anyone touching it. Hae-won was waiting in the entrance hall under the chandelier, hands folded over the embroidered hem of her navy hanbok dress, smiling the smile she used on women she had decided to outlast. "Madison, she said. "You came, I always come, of course." A pause that lasted half a beat too long. "The dress is daring." Madison let the camel coat slide off her shoulders into the maid's hands. "Thank you, I picked it." Sumin appeared from the support drawer with the black leather portfolio under her arm. The way other women carry a clutch. She didn't put it down. Grandmother Mi-ja was already at the head of the dining table when they walked in, Jade Binyo catching the candlelight, Kane resting against her chair like a sleeping dog. The table was set for 5. There were only ever supposed to be 4 guests at this dinner. The 5th plate sat in front of the chair, to Mi-ja's right, untouched, like a place held for someone who had been asked to come and chosen not to. Madison did not ask. She had learned not to ask. Seojin sat. He pulled out Madison's chair himself, which made Hae-won's mouth tighten by a degree only Madison could measure. The soup came. The fish came. Mi-ja spoke 3 sentences in Korean about the temperature of the broth, and Sumin agreed in 2. Haywan asked Madison how the gallery opening had gone last weekend. Madison answered. Nobody listened to the answer. The fish was removed. The wine was poured. Seojin's hand found Madison's under the table between the fish and the next course. He squeezed twice. She squeezed back once. He set his napkin down. "Excuse me a moment." He lifted Madison's hand to his mouth before he stood, kissed the back of it where the diamonds sat, and walked toward the corridor that led to the guest bathroom. He didn't look back. He never looked back when he left a room. It was the one tell he had. Madison watched the dragon on his neck disappear around the door frame. The temperature at the table dropped 2 degrees. Mija sipped her wine. Madison set her fork down on the rim of the plate, tines facing in. "Your family gets braver when he leaves the room," she murmured, eyes on the candle in the center. Haywan's smile did not move. Sumin's did. Sumin stood smooth as oil, portfolio still under her arm. "Madison," she said, "walk with me." The pool lights came on at sunset. It's a view you should see once before winter. Madison's hand went under the table on instinct, the way a woman's hand goes to her belly before her mind catches up. She made it stop at the napkin. She stood. "Of course." Haywan rose half a second later, smoothing the hem of her dress. Mija rose with the help of the cane, 3 women on her flanks, walking her out of the dining room and through the long glass corridor toward the terrace, the way bodyguards move a witness. Madison kept her chin level. The heels said yes, yes, yes against the marble. The terrace was warm lit and quiet. The pool was rectangular and lit blue from underneath. A small round marble cocktail table had been set near the edge, with 1 bottle of sparkling water, 4 glasses already poured, and a single white orchid in a low vase. Sumin placed the black leather portfolio at the center of the table, square to the edges, the way Lorfette's down a file she has been carrying for a long time. "Sit, dear," Haywan said. Madison did not sit yet. She looked at the folder. She looked at the 3 of them, mother, aunt, grandmother, arranged around the table in the exact symmetry of a court. She felt the rice grain in her bag 8 feet away on a chair inside the house. She put her hand on the back of the chair. The metal of her wedding ring touched the iron. "What is this?" Sumin smiled. She unhooked the brass clasp on the folder with 1 manicured nail. "This," she said, "is the part of the evening where we stop pretending." Sumin slid the black leather portfolio across the marble and opened it, with 2 fingers. The pages inside were already tabbed. Pink for the settlement, blue for the separation clauses, a yellow tab at the back Madison did not look at yet. 8 million, Sumin said. Wire transfer within 48 hours of signature. Haywan took the seat across the small table. She folded her hands in her lap the way women fold hands at funerals. "Plus a monthly stipend," she added, "for as long as you remain abroad. Lisbon is lovely this time of year. So is Cape Town." Mija did not sit. She stood at the edge of the terrace with her dragon-headed cane planted between 2 pool tiles, watching the water like she was waiting for it to apologize. Madison did not touch the folder. She did not touch the wine. She rested her left hand on her thigh, fingers spread, the oval-cut diamond catching the underwater pool light. 72 hours, Sumin said. From signature to wheels up. We arranged the flight. We arranged the apartment. We arranged the silence. Silence about what? Madison said. About anything, Haywan said gently. About everything. Our son is a private man. The underwater light shifted blue across all 4 of their faces at once. For 1 second, they looked like the same woman in 3 sizes. Inside the house, Seojin walked out of the marble bathroom and tucked his pocketware back into place. He passed the dining room. Madison's chair was empty. Her cashmere coat still hung over the back of it. Her wineglass was untouched. He stopped walking. He did not call her name. He never called her name in this house. He turned left instead of right. The corridor that ran along the east wing was lit only by the recessed bulbs above the family portraits. 6 generations of Kang men looked down at him as he passed. He did not look back. He listened. Faint voices through the glass at the end of the hall. His mother's cadence. His aunt's clipped consonants. A pause where his grandmother would be standing without speaking, and one voice he would have recognized through concrete. On the terrace, Haewon leaned forward an inch. "We just want what is best for our son, Madison." "You want what is best for the name," Madison said. "They are the same thing." "They are not." Sumin flipped to the blue tab. The clause was already highlighted. "A standard separation. No fault, no press. You keep the jewelry he gave you. You keep the Birkin. You keep the car in the city. You give back the apartment in Tribeca and any access to the family accounts. You do not contact him. He does not contact you. After 18 months, you are free to remarry." "Free," Madison repeated. "That is the word." Madison looked at the folder for the first time. She looked at it the way she had looked at her grandmother's casket, with attention, without flinching. "Why now?" she asked. "Why not now?" Haewon said. "Because nothing changed this week. We had dinner 3 Sundays in a row. You smiled at me. You corrected my chopsticks once. You asked about my mother's health. So why tonight?" A silence opened between the 3 women that none of them filled fast enough. Madison saw it. She felt her own pulse in her throat. She did not look down at her stomach. She did not put her hand there. She had practiced not doing that for 3 weeks now, in mirrors, in elevators, in cabs. Mija turned from the pool. The jade beignet caught the light when she moved. "Because our son," the old woman said in clipped careful English, "is preparing to do something foolish. And we do not allow foolish things in this family." "What foolish thing?" "You will not need to know. You will be on a plane." Haewon smiled. The smile did not reach her eyes. The smile never did. "Think of it as a gift, Madison. $8 million to walk away from a marriage that was always going to end in blood. You marry a man like our son, and one day someone knocks on your door at 3 in the morning, and you do not get to scream. We are sparing you that morning." "You are sparing yourselves," Madison said. Sumin closed the folder over the pen she had laid on top of the blue tab. "Sentiment is not a strategy," the aunt said. "Read the clauses. Take the deal. Or do not. And find out what the other path looks like." In the corridor, Seojin reached the last bend before the glass doors. He could see them now. 4 silhouettes around the small marble table. The black folder open between them. His wife with her back to him and her chin still up. He took one more step. The motion sensor above the door registered him, and the recessed bulb at his shoulder warmed half a degree brighter. He stopped. He stepped back. He moved into the deep shadow of the tall potted ficus that lived between the corridor and the terrace. The leaves swallowed his charcoal suit. The dragon on the right side of his neck disappeared into the black of his collar. He did not breathe loudly. He did not move. He listened. On the terrace, Madison reached out at last. She did not pick up the pen. She turned the folder around so the pages faced her. She read the first line, then the second. Then she looked up at the 3 women across from her and said something she had never said in this house before. "Let me ask you a question first." The most dangerous man on Long Island stood in the dark behind a houseplant, holding his own breath, waiting to hear what his wife would say when she thought. No one who loved her was in the room. Haewon opened a second folder before Madison could answer the first. She slid it across the marble with 2 fingers, the way a dealer slides cards. Inside were photographs, glossy, full color, professional, a different woman in each one. Seojin's previous girlfriends, as Haewon said, all paid, all forgotten. Madison did not look down. She felt the muscles in her jaw tighten and forced them loose. "I do not need to see them. You do." Haewon tapped the top photo. A tall woman with red hair. "This one took 2 million. She lives in Lisbon now. She has a husband. She has children. She does not call him. A second tap, a blonde. This one took 3 million, sober now. Married a banker, she does not call him. A third, a brunette. This one took 5. She is gone, she does not call him. Haewon lifted her eyes. They were calm and very, very tired. They were all certain too, Madison. Every one of them sat in a chair like yours and said something noble. Then they signed. Sumin did not let the silence settle. She opened her black portfolio again and produced a stapled document, 3 pages. The top sheet was the prenuptial agreement Madison had signed at City Hall 2 days before the wedding. Madison recognized her own signature in blue ink. Clause 17, Sumin said. She turned the page and pressed a manicured nail under a single paragraph. Voidability in the event of demonstrated emotional manipulation by the non-Korean spouse. 12 testimonies are already collected. 3 of our domestic staff, 2 from the security team, 7 from family. She tilted her head. The blunt bob did not move. In Seoul Family Court, this paragraph is undefeated. We do not even need to win, we only need to file. The case alone destroys your name in every magazine that already wrote about your wedding. Madison's hand was still on her belly. She did not remember putting it there. She made it move, made it travel up to her collarbone, made it touch the gold chain Seo-jin had fixed 2 hours ago. It was a small motion. Nobody saw it but her. She thought about the ficus. She did not know why. The tall potted ficus by the glass doors. She had walked past it on the way out and brushed a leaf with her shoulder. Now the leaf was behind her somewhere, and she could not see it. And for a reason she could not name, that absence kept her steady. Mija had not spoken yet. The grandmother sat very straight in her chair, both hands folded on the silver dragon head of her cane. The jade bignot in her silver-gray bun caught the underwater light from the pool and threw a pale green coin onto the marble. Madison watched the coin move when Mija breathed. "My grandson," Mija said. Her English was clipped, every consonant landing. "Is the 7th generation of this family." "The 7th. She let that hang. "You will give him a child. The child will be half. The child will not be ours. Korean blood does not mix. The bloodline ends in your womb." The word landed, child. Madison's hand moved before her mind. It dropped from the chain to her stomach and stayed there, flat, protective, before she could stop it. The marble table was 30 inches wide. Hasten saw the hand. Sumsin saw the hand. Mija saw the hand, and her eyes did not blink. Hasten's lips parted. The polite, cruel half-smile reorganized into something else. Surprise, then arithmetic. Are you?" she said, very softly. "Already?" Madison did not answer. She lifted her chin instead. The hand stayed where it was. She would not lie about it, and she would not give it to them either. Sumin's pen tapped twice on the prenup. If she is, the figure changes. 12 million. Final. The child is registered under her name only. Seo-jin signs nothing. He keeps the surname clean. 12, Haewon repeated. She tasted it like wine. $12 million and a stipend for the child until 18. You walk away tonight. The driver is already at the gate. Madison's heels had gone cold on the marble. The burgundy dress clung to her ribs, and she could feel her own heartbeat against the wool. Somewhere in the house, far behind her, a clock chimed once, just once, 10:30. She thought about Seo-jin in the bathroom. She thought about him, in the corridors looking for her. She thought about the way he had said in Korean, before they left the penthouse, "I picked you, not them." She thought about the ultrasound photo folded in the inside pocket of the Birkin. 12 weeks. The shape of a small curled comma in grainy white on gray. She had been going to show him tonight, in the car, on the drive home. She had been going to put the photo on his thigh while he drove and say nothing and wait. Madison looked up at the 3 women. She stopped being polite. "You misunderstand what is on this table," she said. Her voice was low and very clear. "You think you are offering me money? You are offering me permission to be the kind of woman my mother would not have recognized. Haewon straightened. Sumin's pen stilled. Mija's jade coin trembled once on the marble. My mother raised 4 children on a janitor's salary in Newark, Madison said. She buried 2 of them. She did not sell either one. Not when the offers came, not when the bills came. She did not sell. She slid the photographs back toward Haewon with one fingertip, slowly, like returning a plate of food she had not ordered. I am not for sale, she said. Not for 8, not for 12, not for the number you have not said yet. The pool filter hummed. Behind the ficus, in the dark, something exhaled. Madison did not touch the folder. She lifted her chin and let her hands rest on the cold marble. The pool light threw blue ripples across her burgundy dress. I'll answer your offer, she said, but I'll answer it standing. Haewon tilted her head. The pearls at her throat caught the lamplight. I like his money, I won't lie. Madison kept her voice low. The terrace went still. I like the car. I like the coat on the back of that chair. I like the watch on his wrist. Sumin's mouth curved. She thought she had won. But if Seo Jin woke up tomorrow with nothing, Madison went on, I'd still be in the bed next to him. 8 million doesn't buy the way he says my name when he comes home tired. 8 million doesn't buy the silence he keeps when I cry about my mother. You can't write a check for that. Mija's wrinkled hand tightened on the dragonhead cane. If he falls, I fall holding his hand. I'll sell my bags and buy bread. I'll sell the ring you're staring at and pay rent in a building you wouldn't enter. Only death separates what you're trying to buy tonight. The pool filter hummed. A leaf turned on the surface. Madison reached for the folder. She did not sign. She slid it back across the marble towards Sumin's perfectly manicured hand. Take this home, burn it. Bury it. I don't care. The ficus moved. Seo Jin stepped from the shadow without sound. His shoes were silent on the tile. The dragon on his neck caught the underwater light, scales glinting blue, the Hanja soul, sharp against his pale skin. Sumin's portfolio slipped a half-inch. She caught it too late. The black leather folder was already in his hand. You'd sell your bags for me? He asked. Madison turned. Her eyes met his and held. I already would have. He looked at her for 2 long seconds. Then he turned to his mother. Haewon opened her mouth. Nothing came out. Seo Jin walked 3 steps to the edge of the pool. He held the folder out over the water like a man weighing a stone. Don't, Sumin said. He let go. The folder dropped. It struck the surface with a flat slap. The papers spread open, white sheets fanning across the chlorinated blue like koi rising for bread. The $8 million settlement floated. The separation agreement floated. The bank routing slip rolled once and sank. Sumin screamed, a short, ugly sound, cut off by her own hand. Haewon went pale beneath the powder. Mija did not move. Seo Jin turned back to his wife. He did not raise his voice. He never did. I was in the corridor for 11 minutes, he said. I heard everything from the second offer onward. Seo Jin. Haewon's voice cracked. You don't understand, we were protecting. I understand. He took the camel coat off the chair where Madison had draped it. He held it open for her. Madison stepped into it. He buttoned the top button himself, slowly the way he had buttoned her gold chain 6 hours ago. For 6 months, he said, still looking at Madison, I have been preparing. New property under a name they don't know. The businesses are restructured. The security is reorganized. 2 passports are in a drawer in a city that isn't this one. He turned his head an inch toward his grandmother. I needed to be sure of her. Tonight I am sure. Mija's gray eyes did not blink. Will you abandon your family for her? No. Seo Jin's hand found Madison's. I will build a family with her. He led Madison off the terrace. The heels of her stilettos clicked once, twice on the marble. She did not look back. Behind them, the white papers drifted on the blue water, slowly soaking, slowly sinking. They left Long Island that night. 3 weeks later, the new city penthouse smelled of fresh paint and white peonies. Madison stood at the kitchen island pouring water. The glass slipped from her fingers and shattered on the floor. The room tilted. She caught the counter with both hands and went down on one knee. Seojin was beside her before the second breath. He carried her to the car himself. Dr. Rebecca Hollister met them at the private entrance. Lab coat crisp, hazel eyes calm. She read the chart twice. She placed the wand on Madison's stomach. The room filled with a soft, fast underwater pulse. 12 weeks plus 3, she said. Strong heartbeat. Congratulations. Seojin did not speak. He went down on both knees beside the exam table. He laid his wide scarred hands on his wife's stomach, as if he were touching something he had been searching for his whole life. They tried to pay you to leave my life, he said quietly, when you were already carrying her inside you. Madison brushed her fingers across the back of his neck, over the dragon, over the hanja that meant guard. Or him, she whispered. Seojin almost smiled. Almost. His phone lit up on the chair where his coat lay folded. The screen glowed white in the dim exam room. Mother calling. He looked at it. He did not move his hands from her stomach. He let it ring out. The screen went dark. Then it flashed again. A text this time. 3 lines that pulled the air out of the room. Come home, son. Come home before your wife discovers what else we hid from her. The folder by the pool was the small one. Seojin read it twice, his jaw set. His hand stayed on Madison's stomach, steady, warm, unmoving. Madison did not see the screen. She was watching his face. What is it? She asked. He slid the phone face down on the chair. He kissed her forehead. He did not answer. Outside the window, the new city kept burning its lights. Somewhere across the country, on a marble terrace, an old woman in moss-green hanbok lifted a dragon-headed cane and tapped it once against the tile. Once was enough. If you want to watch all the stories without any ads and also get access to bonus scenes, extended epilogues, and exclusive spicy chapters, head over to our Patreon. Scan the QR code on the screen. The link is in the description or in the pinned comment. See you there. If this story moved you, stop for a moment and reflect. Have you ever been offered money to walk away from the one person who actually saw you? Would you sign the folder, or would you throw it in the water? And when the people who never chose you finally test your love with a check, do you know? The way Madison knew exactly what you would say. Tell us your experiences and feelings in the comments. We read them all. And if you believe in stories about dignity, loyalty, and chosen love, leave a like, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and click join to become a part of our community and help the channel